I started in 1990. I worked with a woman who insisted that I learn to quilt because I was going out on sick leave from work and I needed something to do with my hands. And I've always been a hand worker. I've always done embroidery and cross stitch and that kind of stuff. So she took me off to the store and we bought all the supplies that I needed and I made my first quilt and it was a nightmare. I had a lot of learning to do. I didn't use the right tools. Tools are imperative. And I cut everything with scissors. I hand-pieced everything. I really wasn't sure what I was doing, so I kind of did what I thought was necessary, and it was awful. But I was hooked, and it was very calming. It was a very fun process, and it was the beginning of my journey. I'm not artistic either. My mother was very artistic. I didn't get that gene. I can hardly draw a straight line with a ruler. And so I leave that up to the long arm quilters, and I will tell you there are some amazing artists out there that do this work. And you would swear they're just drawing with this machine. I have made christening quilts for my daughter's children. I've made baby quilts for people who have had children, babies. I made my daughter a whole cloth wedding quilt, and a whole cloth wedding quilt is just a plain piece of fabric. It was queen size. You draw out your pattern and then you hand quilt that pattern into that piece of fabric. And it was a 3-year process, and it was a surprise, so it was wonderful, and she loves it. It's something she'll keep forever. Some people incorporate satin and lame, and art quilts have become absolutely amazing and borderless. I mean, anything goes. You see beading, you see sequins. I've seen coins embedded into quilts. I mean, it's just totally off the grid. The Japanese quilt that I made with the little Japanese girls, it was fun because you saw them come alive. You picked out their outfits and you picked out their hair. It's really a fun process. And it's like that when I applique flowers. I pick out the fabrics and I put them all together, and then I put on the leaves and the stems, and it's like, oh, wow, look what I did. Every step of the way there's satisfaction. And you don't ever really feel like, oh, that's done. To me, it's calming. It takes me a while to, I have a guilt trip about going down to my sewing room and spending time down there. I always think that I should be mopping the floor or something silly. But once I'm down there, I just find so much peace and relaxation, and